Hello and welcome to Insights in Action with Orange 142, where we interview agency leaders and business owners to uncover the journeys, strategies, and insights that drive their success. At Orange 142, we're all about transforming brand stories into impactful digital experiences through innovative media and marketing solutions. And today, I'm very lucky to be joined by Simon Gray of Gray and Gustavsen. How's it going, Simon?
Really good. Thanks for having me, Sheep.
Yeah, thank you so much for being on. And Simon, I'd love to just start this off with understanding a little bit more about you and your background and the agency.
Yeah, I'll try to keep it brief and interesting if I can do that. Our agency has been around for 35 years in
Wow.
New York City. So we have a lasting legacy of working with brands and companies. But when we launched our company, we never intended to be in the branding business,
Mhm.
never intended to be an agency. I came from the world of starting up companies for apparel companies, working for The Gap as a design director with Mickey Drexler. My partner that I launched Brian Gustafson with also came. It was an art director, and it was a. We decided that we will launch a brand, set up office in Tribeca, really cool. And it took off. The name of the company was Terra Systems originally, Earth Systems, sports, nature, technology. And it was really, we were in heaven because we thought we could do a better job than working till midnight at that time, working for other companies and so forth. So methodology of work was early on a really interesting thing for me.
Yeah.
Your work should enhance your life, not the not become a obsessive preoccupation. But then we had to finance the company. We didn't know how to do that. We didn't really have a clue. All of a sudden, we got called by Nordstrom's and other companies to create brands. So that was the beginning of a hybrid business. Now we have three divisions. We have a branding division where we position companies for the scale to scale into the future. We have a quasi licensing division that takes equity of a brand and transfers it to another category. So we put Levi's in the licensing business, HGTV, and many others, and it's been very successful. And then we have a venture side to our business. So those are three divisions. They integrate together really well. My background is I came originally from Poland and was in the retail business for a long time. And like I mentioned, started up companies for other companies. So no one in our company has ever come from an agency, interestingly enough. We are
That's
made up of a hodgepodge of people that are business people. We're like a cross between a great creative agency, management consultancy, and business. And
wow.
we fuse all that together. So that's a little bit about who we are. We're located in New York City, as I mentioned, on 26th and 5th.
Yeah. And you mentioned, first of all, very rich history, and you don't see agencies being around for that long at all. So
I
that's a
know,
testament to your work.
I know. I get up every morning and I'm very thankful
Yeah.
that we operate on our own cash flow.
Hmm.
We're a company that every day is a startup.
Yeah.
And
I love that. Yeah.
it really is.
Hmm.
And every time we work on a brand, it's for us, it's like we own the company.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
We
interesting.
fancy ourselves as being owners because
Yeah.
we're really not meant to be working to be in the service business. We're meant
Yeah.
to be, our calling was really to launch brands and companies.
Hmm.
So we act like owners in order to do a great job.
Yeah.
And I love to talk about the methodology that we employ because I think everyone should employ this methodology in some way or another.
Yeah.
So
Let's
what
talk
do you
about
think
that.
of that?
I'd love to understand that methodology.
Yeah. So I've often speak in schools about that because maybe I'll start there. I have seven kids. I have lots of experience. And when they went to school, I'm of the age that they all went to college and so forth. But the methodology is really always the same. It has three major phases, and then it goes on. The first phase is discovery. Now, everyone does research, this sort of thing, But the way we do it, I have found, is really quite different. We have four pillars, four areas of discovery: socioeconomic, cultural, environment, in order to measure consumer sentiment and really see what time it is. But we do it on a global scale in order to measure the proclivity and the interest of people, because we always position companies to be scalable into the next 5 years. Everything is moving so fast that you can react. And I find that most companies, most brands, and most agencies think in terms of today and that's it. And they go to a designer to get the vision. We do not do that. So the discovery is really meaningful for us because we do everything physically. So socioeconomic, cultural, environment, we look at least 20 industries, even though we may be working on one specific one, in order to understand what is emerging.
Wow.
And when we see what is emerging and correlates across the spectrum, confidence and our intuitive kicks in, because everything is physical.
Mm-hmm.
Model it, we do all the research, and it's funny because when you walk in, you fall in love with something, and we allow ourselves to do that.
Mm.
When we do the research, there's no's. It's a process of negation. So in the time afterwards, things are removed, and we're happy when they are removed.
Wow.
And usually what ends up is the diamond in the rough,
Mhm.
the things that really matter. So those are the two areas, and the second area, the 3 and 4, would be the DNA of the brand, and the authenticity, the credibility. Why is it here? So we uncover its roots, and then the company's goals, aspirations, and strengths and weaknesses.
Mm.
All that together gives us an opportunity to size up the company, size up the marketplace, identify opportunities, and position the company correctly in the marketplace.
Yeah.
That's authentic. And then the next phase is the brand platform that allows you to really understand and experience the brand. It's whether it's lifestyle, whether it's strengths, its weaknesses. And then the fourth is really working on all the areas. So it's all the areas, like all the ambassadors of the brand: communication, marketing, advertising, websites, whatever, what have you.
Mhm.
Three major areas. One is what is it that you wake up every morning to do? Think, how do you show up? How does that physically communicate itself? And third is, how do you tell the world? Now that you have it all set up, you are then being yourself, your own authentic self. What I have found, that is a very powerful process, but it requires no baggage from yesterday. So one of our challenges always has been to hire people that are really talented with great experience, because they bring that experience, that talent and experience, but it always comes with a little bit of repeat.
Yeah.
I do this, so I do that. I love the innocent process. The methodology is very strict and disciplined, but we say to ourselves, what are we going to do? I have no idea. And that's the best place to be. To live in a space of uncertainty
Yeah.
is the art of being an expert.
Mm.
Really understand that you don't know until, so everything gets revealed to us, and we're happy campers when we become enlightened and things get revealed. Then everything goes smoothly. The creative direction from the discovery is there, the positioning is there, the identification of opportunities there. We bring the clients and we say, this is what we see. And this is the case that is being made for it by the market and by yourselves. So we do never have to really convince anyone of anything.
Yeah.
It's really incredible. So on one side of the room is really the marketplace, the industries, all the quantitative, qualitative, and inspirational research. And on the other side of the room is their company of the future.
Yeah.
They come in and they get to see all the areas together, because it's only then that you can, when juxtaposing one area over another, is when you can get a true picture of the vision of the company. So
Yeah.
that's the heart and soul of what we do. And I love to talk to especially young people in a marketplace. The number one question is always like, where are the jobs? What am I going to do? Because you leave high school completely unprepared of what you're going to do for the rest of your life. If you're lucky enough, you get into liberal arts and you can decide later. It's a very expensive process, but no one prepares you
Yeah.
for your calling,
Yeah.
what you are meant to do, what you are talented. And if we did that, you could envision a future where it would be a lot more. You wouldn't find yourself 10 years later, here I am, now what am I going to do? I'm not happy. And you invested 10 years of your life. And this is what is happening. Most people are very unhappy in their work.
Yeah.
Because they're stressed, they're trying to please and get validated, and they lose their character and they lose their insight, because all they do is naturally please whoever is in charge.
Yeah.
To me, this is one of the biggest challenges, is the proper education. Now with AI and everything,
Yeah.
that's another whole element to everything. But anyway, I overspoke about this, but that's the methodology, and it's motivational to me because it's meaningful. Treat a brand like a person
Yeah.
in all its manifestations.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something there's something very intuitive, but it's almost like spiritual in the way that you
Oh,
do.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, spiritual in the sense that we are all equipped with native knowing if we tap into it.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
If you think, then it's like thinking while I'm listening, I'm thinking, I'm not really listening.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm afraid that if I listen, I won't have anything to say afterward.
Yeah.
But somehow the words come.
Yeah.
So everyone has the native capability, but the fear takes over, and the habituation of working becomes robotic. And it's a problem because you're not free to be able to engage your intuitive sense, your intuition.
Yeah.
That is a issue. So for me, it's spiritual, definitely, because I really don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have experience that tells me I can trust. I
Yeah,
can
for sure.
trust in the process.
Yeah.
Now, there are certain things that you learn from experience that are really powerful, fundamental, aesthetics, creativity. In terms of aesthetics, is one of those areas. I used to be in retail when I was 17 years old. I was in retail. I was a buyer, and I would buy the coolest clothes because I wanted to look good. But no one ever told me that I looked good.
Wow.
And I would wear these shoes, and there was this other guy that I looked at, and he would always get the compliments, and I didn't understand, and to me it was like an inquiry. I was a good buyer, but I couldn't understand. One day it clicked. I understood. He understood classics. He understood fundamentals, not the trendy fashion that you can be with it and then be impressed because you are with it to yourself and others, and you're not really engaged in understanding the fundamental of design.
Yeah.
If you have classic training, if you understand Brooks Brothers, you can do hip hop and the coolest brands. We just finished working with Off-White, Palm Angels. But if we didn't have that, and AI can't give you that.
Yeah.
They can't give you that nuance. So now we are facing a time of elevated brands that are driven by nuance,
Mm.
nuance and subtleties that you can only understand if you have an appreciation and are able to
Yeah.
appreciate why something looks good and why something is off, who is the customer, who. So that's an area that we look to really highly talented people.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
you cannot get that. You have to recognize that. But even that you have to recognize. You have to
Yeah.
see. You can look at one thing, oh, and then you can transfer it to another thing.
Yeah.
I'm getting off the tangent, but
No, that's really interesting. I love your experience speaks through, or you can hear it through your words, and it's really interesting. Simon, this has been so great. I've loved learning this. You have so much wisdom to share from your years of doing this. Where can people learn more about you, and where can people learn more about the agency?
we're referral based, so we don't do any. We would I wouldn't even know how, to be honest with you. We're not proactive. We are fortunate, blessed, you could say.
Yeah.
Somehow things come to us, and sometimes at the last minute.
Yeah.
But and everyone that is an entrepreneur knows what that's like.
Yeah.
We are, but we're a bespoke company because when we work on something, we really unpack it, repack it, and put it together. And we identify flaws in any given brand or a company and how they operates and all of that. So we're skilled in all those areas. The best way to reach us is to reach us. We have a website, wggny.com. And at this point, that's probably one way. And the other way is we have a phone number, even though at this point, everyone is working everywhere. We have a meeting every morning at 9 o'clock. So everyone is on that meeting. And this is a way to kick off and make sure that we are still engaged.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, for sure. Wow.
There
Sure.
is one more story I have, real short one.
Yeah, sure.
I was 18 and I was working for this woman. She was really good, and I was a talented buyer, and I would be able to pick prints. For some reason, I was a good buyer, and I had an eye for prints. But I wanted to please her because she never really, she always gave me a hard time, and I was 17 at that time, so I didn't have the experience. So I started to pick only the things that I thought she would like.
Uh-huh.
She wasn't happy either, and I kept trying to think about picking this, picking. After a while, I didn't know what I liked. I lost it. And one day, and it was so painful for me, one day I was driving and it clicked. I decided to tell the truth. No longer was I going to try to get validated.
Yeah.
Be politely say what I like and only do that. And it all came back.
Yeah.
But until I told the truth,
Yeah.
I don't think I would have regained it. But it took courage
Hmm.
to not to second guess yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So this is a message for every young person. Don't ever second guess yourself.
Yeah.
It's the precious thing you have.
Yeah.
Don't lose your character. Don't
Yeah.
settle on your, that's all.
Wow. I love that. That's great. And that's such a good lesson to learn at the young, ripe age of 17. Cool, Simon. Thank you so much for being on. This was awesome.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you for making me welcome and
For sure.
allowing me to speak.
Yeah, thanks.